Imagine this moment. The house is silent. The world around you seems frozen in time. Suddenly, you wake up. The clock reads 3 a.m. Your heart is calm, but your mind is strangely alert. For a moment, you try to understand what's happening. Why am I awake at this hour? Might be the first question that crosses your mind. It feels random, but what if it's not? What if this awakening is part of something much greater, something that transcends the physical world and touches directly on your soul? This specific hour between 3 and 4 a.m. is not just another moment in the 24-hour cycle of a day. For centuries, it has been called the hour of the gods by various cultures and spiritual traditions. It is a time when many believe the veil between the physical and spiritual worlds is at its thinnest, allowing for a stronger connection to the divine. In the stillness of the early morning, without the distractions of the day, it feels as though the universe is more attuned to let you hear something deeper, something that can't be perceived amidst the busyness of everyday life. Have you ever stopped to think that maybe in this moment you're being called? Perhaps God, the creator of the universe, is trying to communicate with you, offering a rare opportunity for introspection, prayer, or even a special message for your life. Consider this. Out of all the hours in the day, why did your body and mind choose to wake you up right now? Science adds its own perspective to this mystery. In the early hours of the morning, especially between 3 and 5 a.m., our body enters a stage of sleep known as REM, rapid eye movement. This is the stage when our dreams are most vivid and our brain is highly active even while our body remains deeply at rest. If you wake up during this period, you're literally in a transitional state between the conscious and subconscious mind. This means your mind is more receptive, more open to receiving messages, whether through dreams or deep reflections. It's no coincidence that many people report vividly recalling dreams or experiencing intense emotions when they wake up at this hour. Now, imagine combining this scientific insight with spirituality. What could happen if, instead of trying to fall back asleep immediately, you use this moment for something greater? To meditate, to pray, to connect with the Creator. What if waking up at 3 a.m. isn't a coincidence, but a divine invitation to awaken, not just physically, but spiritually? This hour is often mentioned in religious and spiritual contexts as a time when communication with the divine is clearest. In Scripture, we find examples of people whose lives were transformed by messages received during the night. Joseph, the earthly father of Jesus, received life-changing instructions in dreams that ensured the safety of his family. He was awakened to listen, reflect, and act, showing that the early hours of the morning can be a time of divine action, not just rest. But why does this matter to you? Because perhaps at this very moment, you are being called to something greater. Maybe what you are facing in your life right now, whether doubts, fears, difficult decisions, or even a sense of being lost, can find clarity in the silence of this special hour. It's in these moments that you can turn to God with your worries, open your heart, and seek direction. Throughout this video, we will explore the meaning behind waking up at different times during the night, from 1 to 5 a.m. Each moment holds a unique significance, a special message that might be trying to reach you. More importantly, we'll uncover how to transform these awakenings into opportunities to strengthen your faith, align your thoughts, and manifest God's blessings in your life. Get ready, because what you're about to discover could forever change the way you view those unexpected awakenings in the night. These moments of silence and darkness are not empty. They are full of purpose and potential. Now it's time to open your mind and heart to what's ahead. Are you ready to embark on this journey and discover what we're trying to tell you? To truly understand what it means to wake up in the middle of the night, especially between 1 and 5 a.m., we need to start by exploring the importance of silence and darkness. Nighttime is often seen as a time for rest, but it is also a period of introspection and revelation. The silence that prevails during these hours allows our minds to break free from the noise of the external world. It's as if the universe is setting the stage for something greater to manifest. If you often find yourself waking up around 3 a.m., you might have noticed a different sensation at that moment. The world is asleep, but you are awake, aware, and perhaps even restless. This moment is not just physical, it is deeply spiritual. Many believe that it's during this hour that spiritual energies are most active, and that the veil between the physical and spiritual worlds is at its thinnest, allowing for a clearer connection to God. But what makes this moment so special? The answer begins with our physiology. During the early hours of the morning, our body cycles through various stages of sleep. Between 3 and 4 a.m., we enter the REM stage, where our dreams are most vivid and the subconscious mind is highly active. It is also a time when melatonin levels, the hormone responsible for sleep, begin to drop, preparing the body for natural awakening. This transition between deep sleep and wakefulness places us in a state of heightened receptivity, allowing thoughts and emotions that were previously suppressed to surface. Now consider this from a spiritual perspective. What if you used this transitional moment to connect with the Creator? Instead of trying to fall back asleep quickly, what if you opened your heart in prayer or meditation? Perhaps this is exactly what God is asking of you. Throughout history, we see countless examples of people being awakened in the night to hear God's voice. In many cases, it was in these moments of silence and solitude that profound revelations were given. Joseph, the earthly father of Jesus, is a perfect example. He was awakened multiple times during pivotal moments in his life, receiving divine messages that protected his family. Imagine being in a state of worry or confusion, only to be awakened with a clarity that completely transforms your perspective. God used the quiet hours of the night to communicate with Joseph, and he might be using the same moment to speak to you. There's also a connection between this time and introspection. When you wake up between 1 and 2 a.m., it's common to feel a sense of restlessness. Often this reflects emotional conflicts or worries lingering in the back of your mind. These awakenings aren't coincidences. They are invitations to explore your deepest thoughts and seek answers that the noise of daily life tends to suppress. It's a call to look inward and identify what might be out of alignment in your life. But what if it's more than introspection? What if waking up at 3 a.m. is a designated moment for you to reflect, pray, and even receive a divine message? The Bible shows us that these nighttime awakenings have purpose. They are opportunities to open your heart and listen to what God has to say. Perhaps He's trying to show you something you've yet to notice or calling your attention to something you've been neglecting. When you wake up in the middle of the night, try not to view it as a nuisance. Instead, see it as an opportunity. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, why am I awake? What is God trying to show me in this moment? Allow yourself to be present and receptive. Often, the answers come in subtle forms: a thought, a feeling of peace, or even the recollection of a dream. In this video, we'll explore the significance of waking up at different hours during the night and what to do in these moments. Each hour carries a specific message, a purpose that can help you better understand your journey. Most importantly, we'll uncover how these moments can be used to strengthen your faith, find peace, and align your life with God's plans. Get ready to dive even deeper into this transformative experience. Now that we understand the importance and spiritual potential of waking up in the middle of the night, let's begin decoding the specific meanings of each time frame. Each window between 1 and 5 a.m. carries a unique message, an opportunity for introspection and divine connection. Let's delve into these mysterious moments step by step, starting with the significance of waking up between 1 and 2 a.m. If you find yourself waking at this time, there's a strong chance that your mind is trying to draw your attention to something profound. This is the moment when the energy of your subconscious begins to surface, worries, fears, or internal conflicts that you may have been ignoring during the day. It's as if your soul is whispering, there's something here that needs to be resolved. It could be a decision you've been putting off, a situation you've set aside, or even an emotion you've repressed. Waking up between 1 and 2 a.m. is an invitation to look inward. It's a moment for self-reflection, to ask yourself, what's bothering me? What worries or feelings am I trying to avoid? Often, this hour is associated with deep emotional issues, such as resentment, anxieties, or doubts about the path you're on. But what you choose to do with these feelings is what truly matters. You can opt to ignore them and try to go back to sleep, or you can use this moment as an opportunity to grow and find clarity. In the Bible, we find powerful examples of how moments like these can be transformative. Remember Joseph, the earthly father of Jesus, who was awakened by dreams carrying clear messages from God. When he learned of Mary's pregnancy, he was confused and worried, considering leaving her quietly to avoid public shame. But during the night, an angel appeared to him in a dream and guided him. Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary home as your wife, because what is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. From that moment, Joseph found clarity and purpose, realizing that what seemed like a problem was in fact part of a divine plan. Now, imagine applying this lesson to your life. What if you saw these nighttime awakenings as a call to confront what's inside you, to seek answers through prayer or meditation? During this hour, your subconscious is more active and open, allowing you to explore your thoughts and emotions more deeply. You might ask yourself, what is God trying to show me? What needs to change in my life for me to find more peace and balance? Additionally, the energy of this hour invites you to reflect on your relationship with forgiveness. Often, feelings of hurt or regret may arise during this time, reminding you that something needs to be released. Is there someone you need to forgive? Any guilt you need to surrender to God? The stillness of the night provides the perfect setting to work through these issues and find the freedom that forgiveness brings. Praying during this time can be incredibly powerful. Picture yourself sitting quietly, with the lights off and your eyes closed, allowing your worries to flow out of you as you speak to God. You could begin with, Lord, I'm awake because there's something in my heart that needs your guidance. Show me what I need to do. Grant me the peace that only you can provide. As you open your heart, you'll find that this moment, which initially felt disruptive, is actually an opportunity for spiritual renewal. This time can also be used to create simple habits that nurture your mind and soul. Writing in a journal, for instance, can help you organize your thoughts and release the worries weighing you down. Recording your reflections or dreams may reveal surprising insights about what's happening in your life. It's like creating an internal map, guiding you toward clarity and peace. Remember, waking up between 1 and 2 a.m. is not a mistake or an inconvenience. It's an opening, a portal to something greater. It's a reminder that even in the darkness of the night, God is present, ready to hear you, guide you, and help you transform your internal struggles into spiritual growth. Now, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what do I need to let go of? How can I use this moment to draw closer to God? Now that we've explored the meaning of waking up between 1 and 2 a.m., we move forward to the next moment in this nighttime journey, between 2 and 3 a.m. If you find yourself waking during this time, know that it too holds deep significance for both your body and soul. It carries a message that can provide insight into your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Between 2 and 3 a.m., many spiritual traditions and practices, including Chinese medicine, suggest that the body enters a state of self-regeneration. During this time, the liver, the organ responsible for detoxification, is most active. If you frequently wake up during this hour, it could be a sign that something in your body or mind needs attention. Perhaps you're dealing with high levels of stress, repressed emotions like anger or frustration, or overburdening your body with unhealthy habits that affect your overall well-being. According to Chinese medicine, the liver is also closely connected to emotions. Feelings such as anger and resentment often accumulate in this organ, manifesting as physical discomfort or sleep disturbances. If you wake up between 2 and 3 a.m. with a sense of restlessness or unease, it may be the perfect time to reflect. What am I holding on to? What emotions need to be released so I can find peace? But this hour isn't just a call to care for your body. It's also an opportunity to restore your spiritual connection. Waking up during this time can serve as a reminder that there is a need for balance, not just physical, but also emotional and spiritual. It's an invitation to surrender your burdens to God and seek His guidance in the midst of your struggles. The Bible offers us a powerful example of how a nighttime awakening can transform lives. Consider King Hezekiah, who faced a severe illness and believed he was nearing the end of his life. In a moment of deep anguish, he turned to God with the full intensity of his soul. Hezekiah prayed fervently, "Lord, remember how I have walked before you faithfully and with wholehearted devotion, doing what is good in your eyes." His prayer wasn't just a cry of desperation, it was an act of faith that moved the heart of God. God responded swiftly and miraculously. He heard Hezekiah's prayer and sent the prophet Isaiah to deliver this message. "I have heard your prayer and seen your tears. I will add 15 years to your life." This account isn't just a story of physical healing, but a testament to the power of sincere prayer. Like Hezekiah, you too can use this moment of awakening to connect with God, seek healing, and find strength amid your challenges. If you wake up during this hour feeling overwhelmed or restless, here's what you can do. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. Begin a conversation with God. You might pray something, "Lord, in this moment of weakness, I surrender my worries and pain to you. Renew my body and mind. Grant me the peace that comes from your presence, and help me face challenges with strength and hope." This simple prayer can be a powerful source of comfort and renewal. Beyond prayer, this hour is also an opportunity to reflect on what might be out of balance in your life. Ask yourself, am I taking care of my body as I should? Have I allowed negative emotions to control my thoughts? What can I do to find more balance in my daily routine? These questions aren't just theoretical. They are tools to help you identify areas of your life that need attention. A helpful practice is journaling. Take a notebook and write down whatever comes to mind in this moment. Don't worry about organizing your thoughts. Just let them flow freely. Often, as you put your thoughts into words, patterns or issues that seemed obscure will start to become clear. This can help you better understand what's happening in your mind and heart. Finally, remember that waking up between 2 and 3 a.m. is not an inconvenience or a coincidence. It's an invitation to care for yourself holistically, body, mind, and soul. It's a reminder that even in the quietest hours of the night, God is with you, ready to hear your concerns, renew your strength, and guide you toward healing and peace. Now we arrive at the most intriguing and enigmatic moment of all, the hour between 3 and 4 a.m. This is the period that, in many cultures and spiritual traditions, is considered the pinnacle of connection with the divine. Known as the hour of the gods or the sacred hour, it's believed to be when the veil between the physical and spiritual worlds is thinnest. But what does this really mean? And why do so many people report profound experiences upon waking during this time? First, it's important to understand the spiritual context of this moment. Many traditions believe that this is the hour when the silence of the external world allows our soul to align more deeply with the spiritual. It's a time when the distractions of the day fade away and the heart and mind become more receptive. Waking between 3 and 4 a.m. feels like a personal call, an opportunity to connect with God in a unique and powerful way. From a scientific perspective, this hour is also significant. During this stage of sleep, the body begins transitioning out of the REM cycle, the deepest stage of rest, while the brain remains highly active. When we awaken during this time, our mind is in a transitional state, an ideal point for introspection and receiving internal or divine messages. Many believe it is in this state that we are most capable of hearing God's voice or gaining insights that can transform our lives. But there is something even deeper to consider. This time doesn't merely represent a transitional state, it is also a direct invitation to action. What if, instead of viewing this awakening as an interruption of your sleep, you saw it as a divine opportunity? The Bible is filled with examples of people encountering God in the stillness of the night. One of the most extraordinary of these moments happened to Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. Picture the scene. The darkness of the night enveloped the garden, and the air was thick with a tension almost palpable. Knowing that his crucifixion was near, Jesus stepped away from his disciples to pray alone. In profound anguish, he knelt, pouring out his soul to the Father. "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me, yet not as I will, but as you will." His sweat mingled with drops of blood, so intense was his prayer. In that moment, in the still of the night, Jesus found the strength to face the greatest challenge of his life. What does this story teach us? That even in the moments of greatest difficulty or doubt, the early hours of the morning can be a time of total surrender to God. When you wake up between 3 and 4 a.m., consider it a moment of intimacy with the Creator. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and ask, Lord, what are you trying to tell me right now? How can I align more closely with your will? Moreover, this time is often known as the hour of revelation. Many people report that important dreams or spiritual messages become clearer when they wake up between 3 and 4 a.m. If you wake up with the memory of a vivid dream, write it down immediately. It could be a message that God is trying to convey to you. Don't underestimate the power of these revelations. Even seemingly small details can carry profound significance. Another fascinating aspect of this hour is the sense of peace that many feel when connecting with God. It's as though the entire universe is in harmony, allowing you to hear the divine voice without distractions. If you have ever woken up at 3 a.m. and felt an inexplicable calm, know that this is no accident. It's a gift, a moment for you to open yourself to God's presence and let Him speak to your heart. What should you do during these moments? In addition to praying, you can simply sit in silence and meditate on God's greatness. Focus on His goodness, His promises, and allow yourself to feel the peace that comes from this connection. You might also recite a psalm, such as Psalm 23, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." These words have the power to calm the mind and strengthen the soul, especially during the quietest hours of the night. Waking up between 3 and 4 a.m. is an invitation to transformation. It is a moment to set aside your worries, to surrender your fears and doubts to God, and to seek clarity for the steps you need to take. No matter what you're facing, know that this is a sacred time, designed for you to draw closer to the Creator in a way you may never have experienced before. Now we move to the transition between the night's darkness and the dawn of a new day, the hour between 4 and 5 a.m. This time carries a special energy, a blend of serenity and expectation. As the world around you slowly begins to awaken, you find yourself in a sacred space where you can reflect on what has passed and prepare for what lies ahead. Above all, this is a time that symbolizes rebirth, new beginnings, and the opportunity to align your mind and spirit with higher purposes. Unlike the previous hours, when the night was still shrouded in mystery and introspection, this moment represents the end of the night's cycle and the emergence of new light. Waking up between 4 and 5 a.m. is like receiving a divine reminder that no matter how dark the night has been, there is always a dawn. It is a powerful metaphor for life. Even amid difficulties and challenges, God always brings hope and renewal. This hour is also marked by a sense of calm, as if the universe is offering a pause before the day's hustle begins. If you've ever woken at this hour and felt a different energy, almost like a peace accompanied by gentle anticipation, know that this is no coincidence. This is a moment when your mind and heart are ready to receive inspiration and clarity. It's an invitation to set your intentions, organize your thoughts, and start the day with purpose. Beyond the symbolism, the hour between 4 and 5 a.m. is deeply connected to biblical stories that teach us about rebirth and transformation. Think of the morning of Jesus' resurrection. It was at dawn, as the night's darkness gave way to daylight, that Mary Magdalene and the other women went to the tomb and discovered the stone had been rolled away. An angel told them, "Do not be afraid. You are looking for Jesus, who was crucified. He is not here. He has risen, just as he said." This event was not only the cornerstone of Christian faith, but also an eternal symbol of rebirth and hope. Just as Jesus rose, bringing new life, waking at this hour can be an invitation for you to reflect on the areas of your life that need renewal. What parts of your story need to be left behind? Where do you need a fresh start? This is the perfect moment to meditate on these questions and seek divine guidance. If you wake between 4 and 5 a.m., see it as a gift, a moment to pause and listen. Don't rush to get up or dive into the day's tasks. Instead, take a few minutes to breathe deeply and connect with your essence. Close your eyes and ask yourself, what does God want me to do today? How can I live this day more aligned with His purpose for me? A powerful practice you can adopt during this time is setting intentions. Take a notebook or journal and write down your goals for the day. These don't have to be grand aspirations. They can be as simple as finding a moment of peace or helping someone in need. By putting your intentions into words, you create a direct connection between your thoughts and actions, turning them into something tangible. Another transformative exercise is morning prayer. Waking up at this hour provides a unique opportunity to start your day with God, offering Him your worries, expressing gratitude for His blessings, and asking for strength to face the challenges ahead. You might pray something like, Lord, thank you for this new day and this new chance to live according to your will. I ask you to guide my steps, grant me wisdom for my decisions, and fill my heart with compassion to help others. May this day bring glory to you. Whatever your practice, prayer, meditation, or simply sitting in silence to contemplate the start of the day, remember that this time is a gift for you. It symbolizes a new opportunity, a rebirth, not just in the external world, but also within your soul. Use it to align your mind and heart with what truly matters to you. Additionally, the hour between 4 and 5 a.m. is a perfect moment to seek inspiration. Many people report that creative ideas or solutions to problems emerge during this time. Perhaps this happens because the mind is clear, unburdened by the distractions of the day, or perhaps it's because God is planting a seed in your heart, something that can grow and flourish throughout the day. Whatever the reason, remain open to listening. Don't dismiss the thoughts that come to you during this time. Write them down, reflect on them, and see how they connect to the greater purpose you're seeking. Finally, this hour reminds us that each dawn is a chance to begin again. If yesterday was difficult, today can be different. If yesterday you made mistakes, today is an opportunity to do better. And if yesterday you felt alone, remember that God is with you now, guiding you into a day full of possibilities. As we dive deeper into the significance of these nighttime awakenings, we realize they are not mere isolated incidents, but part of a larger pattern, a divine invitation to open our hearts and minds to something beyond the tangible. We are now at the point of connecting the dots, understanding how these awakenings intertwine with God's eternal plan for our lives. Waking in the middle of the night is often seen as an interruption, but what if instead it's a carefully planned moment to align you with a divine purpose? Think about it. The silence of the night creates the perfect environment for you to hear God's messages with greater clarity. Perhaps you've never noticed, but it's in the stillness of the early hours that the Creator often reveals Himself. These awakenings not only invite introspection and prayer, but also play a deeper role, bringing hidden messages to light, often communicated through dreams. Throughout Scripture, we see how God used dreams to speak to His people, guide them, warn them, and inspire them. Joseph in Egypt interpreted Pharaoh's dreams, saving an entire nation from famine. Daniel received nighttime visions that unraveled the mysteries of future kingdoms. And of course, Joseph, the father of Jesus, was guided in dreams to protect his family from threats along their journey. But how can we discern whether a dream is truly a message from God? And how do we interpret the mysterious symbols that appear in our minds while we sleep? The answer begins with an open heart. When you wake in the middle of the night, especially after a vivid dream, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what feelings did this dream evoke? Does it connect to something I'm facing in my life right now? Don't dismiss the details, no matter how small they may seem. Sometimes a small element in a dream can hold the key to a greater revelation. For example, in Joseph's story, when he dreamed of the sun, moon, and stars bowing to him, it seemed like an abstract symbol. Yet over time, that dream revealed God's purpose for his life, to become a leader who would save his family and many others during a time of great hardship. Similarly, your dreams may contain clues about what God is trying to show you, perhaps a reminder of something you've overlooked, a call to action, or even confirmation that you're on the right path. In addition to dreams, these nighttime awakenings provide an opportunity to reflect on the emotions you feel upon waking. Have you ever noticed how certain feelings emerge during this time? Perhaps you wake with an inexplicable sense of peace, or conversely, with a restlessness that seems to have no clear origin. Both feelings carry important messages. Peace may signify alignment with God's purpose, while restlessness may be an invitation to seek clarity and address something that has been neglected. These awakenings, rather than interruptions, are moments carefully orchestrated for your growth and alignment with God's plans. Embrace them with openness, allowing your soul to tune into the messages of the divine. The Bible teaches us that God doesn't only speak through words or visions, but also through an inner sensation, a gentle whisper that guides our hearts. When Elijah fled into the wilderness, exhausted and fearful, God didn't appear in a powerful wind, an earthquake, or a fire. Instead, he spoke in a still, small voice that could only be heard in silence. That's precisely what nighttime awakenings offer us, an opportunity to hear that whisper, guidance that can only be captured in total stillness. If you wake up in the middle of the night and feel something weighing on your heart, don't ignore it. Get up, take a deep breath, and ask God, what are you trying to show me? How can I bring light to this situation? You may not receive an immediate answer, but over time the pieces will start to come together, and you'll realize how essential this awakening was for the journey ahead. Consider keeping a notebook or journal by your bedside. Write down your dreams, thoughts, and feelings upon waking. Over time, you'll notice patterns, messages, and even answers that once seemed out of reach. The simple act of writing helps give shape to what's within you and allows you to recognize how God is working in your life. This is also the perfect time to recite a prayer of surrender, handing over your worries, doubts, and hopes to the Creator. You might pray something like, Lord, in this moment of silence, I come to you with an open heart. Show me what I need to see. Guide me in your truths and help me understand the purpose of this moment. I trust that you are with me even when I cannot see the way forward. Grant me clarity and strength to move ahead. As you pray, feel the weight of your concerns lift, replaced by a sense of peace and trust. Remember, these awakenings are not interruptions. They are invitations, calls to reflect, pray, listen, and act. They are moments God has specially prepared for you to grow spiritually and find answers you didn't even know you were seeking. We've now reached the point of tying together the threads of this rich spiritual tapestry. Throughout this journey, we've explored how nighttime awakenings are not mere coincidences, but divine invitations for introspection, connection, and transformation. Each time frame, between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m., carries a unique message and special purpose that can help align our lives with God's greater plan. These awakenings remind us that God works in every moment, even the quiet and seemingly insignificant ones. Waking up in the middle of the night is like a gentle nudge from the Creator, calling us to listen, reflect, and act. From the deep introspection of the early hours through calls for healing and spiritual renewal to moments of peace and rebirth at dawn, each instance is an opportunity for growth and connection. Perhaps you've identified with one or more of these time frames. Maybe you frequently wake up at 3 a.m. and wonder why your mind is so active. Or perhaps you recall dreams that seem to carry hidden messages. Whatever the case, the important thing is that you now understand the power and meaning behind these experiences. These awakenings are portals to something greater. They are moments when the veil between the physical and spiritual becomes thinner, allowing you to connect with the Creator in a unique way. Additionally, we've learned that God speaks to us in many ways. Sometimes it's through vivid dreams. Other times it's in the silence of the night or a gentle whisper in our hearts. He uses these awakenings to call us back to Him, to remind us that we are never alone, and to guide us on the path of peace, purpose, and hope. All we need to do is open our hearts, listen, and trust. Now, the question remains, how will you respond to this call? Will you continue to see these awakenings as interruptions, or will you embrace them as opportunities to grow spiritually, find answers, and align your life with God's plans? Remember, every awakening is a gift, a chance to connect with something greater, renew yourself, and find clarity even in the darkest nights. Here at the Eternal Compass, our mission is to help you understand these moments, connect with God, and explore the deeper mysteries of life. If this message touched your heart, if these reflections brought clarity or hope to your life, we invite you to continue this journey with us. By following our channel and activating the notification bell, you ensure that you'll keep receiving content that enriches your spiritual walk. Moreover, by subscribing, you become part of a community of seekers, people who, like you, desire to understand God's plans more deeply and live with purpose. Imagine how many lives can be touched simply because you decided to share this knowledge. Click follow now and leave a comment sharing your experience. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night feeling that something special was happening? Share it with us. Let's grow together, exploring the mysteries of faith, life, and God's perfect plan. Thank you for watching. May this message continue to resonate in your heart and inspire you to always seek the divine light in every moment of your life. See you in the next video, where we will uncover more of the profound and transformative secrets of God's Word. May God bless your journey.